In this lesson, we will go over airframe icing, moving and taxiing aircraft, securing aircraft, and servicing oxygen systems. It is not all-inclusive of everything we need to know on these topics. Additional information can be found in Chapter 11 of the General Aviation Maintenance Technician's Handbook. Airframe icing presents serious safety considerations while in flight, and preventing and removing ice accumulations is an important part of ground operations. A qualified person must be in the cockpit to operate the brakes when towing larger aircraft. Using only the brakes of the towing vehicle to control the aircraft can result in damage to the aircraft structure and overwhelm the brakes of the smaller tow vehicle. When towing an aircraft, a wing walker should be stationed at each wingtip, and prior to any movement of aircraft across runways or taxiways, contact the control tower for clearance. When towing an aircraft with a steerable nose wheel, the locking scissors should be set to full swivel. Persons stationed in the aircraft should not attempt to steer or turn the nose wheel when the tow bar is attached to the aircraft. As a general rule, only rated pilots and qualified A&P mechanics are authorized to start, run up, and taxi aircraft. As soon as an airplane begins to move under its own power, the brakes should be tested for proper operation. The taximan and pilot should be in clear view of each other. Light gun signals are used by the air traffic control tower to communicate with pilots in the air and on the ground in the event of a communication equipment failure, lack of communication equipment, or with a deaf pilot. By observing a beam of red, green, or white lights, either steady or flashing, directed from the control tower, a pilot can obtain direction from the air traffic control operator without the need for radio equipment. By means of hand signals, a signalman can communicate instructions to a pilot while on the ground. A different set of hand signals is used for communicating with helicopter pilots. When taxiing an aircraft, the pilot must always be conscious of the direction of the wind relative to the aircraft and compensate with the proper control surface deflections. Failure to do so can result in the plane tipping on its nose or a wing, causing extensive and expensive damage. Weather vaning can cause a loss of control of the aircraft and again cause substantial damage. There are some important factors to consider when preparing to park an aircraft. Nylon or Dacron tie-down ropes are preferred for use in securing an aircraft on the ramp. To prevent damaging control surfaces, they should be locked when strong winds are forecast. When tailwheel aircraft are tied down facing into the wind, the elevator should be secured in the full up position to prevent the tail section from being lifted by the wind and repeatedly slammed back to the ground. For a similar reason, when tailwheel aircraft are tied down facing away from the wind, the elevator should be secured in the full down position. And tricycle gear aircraft should always have their elevators secured in a neutral position. Servicing oxygen systems requires a number of specific precautions.